Hello, hello, everyone. This is Trina Newby with Women About Biz, and I trust that everyone is doing great. For those of you who are watching this special live interview, I'm sitting right here with my good friend and business associate, Pamela Boudrey. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am doing just fine. You know, we decided to in person do this interview because we want to talk to you about something that is impacting the lives of women all over the country, the world, right?
Yeah.
And that is gaining clarity through self-forgiveness. There's so many women out there who have not forgiven themselves. And here we have someone who really has taken it upon herself as a life mission to help women understand forgiveness and why it is so important. Yeah. So Pamela, you are a life coach, but tell us a little bit about yourself and how you're helping other women to thrive.
Okay. I am Pamela Boudrey. As she said, I help women to tap into their higher levels of consciousness so they can live the life they choose to live. And with them thriving, Trina, man, that is so, when we could just release ourselves with unforgiveness, then our spirit are free. You know, and then that way we just have the freedom to just be able to live the life that we choose to live. So I just help them to tap into that area of forgiveness so they can really be free to live the best life they choose to live.
And that is so wonderful. You know, we've had a few conversations now about forgiveness, right? And Pamela has helped me to understand some things. I want you to share with our listeners, what is forgiveness?
Forgiveness to me is a release of self-destruction.
Wow.
Self-destruction.
And you know, I don't know how many people are like, wow, that's an incredible description of what forgiveness is all about. When I first heard that it is a release of self-destruction, the first thing I thought about is that forgiving is going to help you to stop hurting. Forgiveness is going to help you to reclaim your power. It's going to help you to reclaim who God really needs you to be.
All of that.
That's powerful, Pamela.
It's awesome.
Pamela, this is just... I hope you guys understand that. This is just not any type of description.
No.
Because I had never heard it put in that way. And as we were sharing and talking, I know it's the Holy Spirit that gave you that.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
I know it's the Holy Spirit that gave you that. And that is so special. Forgiveness is a release of self-destruction.
Self-destruction.
You know, stop hurting yourself. Stop being hard on yourself. Stop being angry with yourself. That's quite powerful. Tell me a little bit. I know that you work with missions, and I know that you're helping. You're spreading this. You're helping others to understand why it's important to forgive yourself. But share with some of the good works that you're doing to help others.
Well, my husband and I, we go to a homeless shelter in Covington, which is called the Rainbow Community Shelter. And so we minister to between 30 and 40 people every other week. So we go twice a month. And when we go, we give like little gift cards because they like that. We'll raffle those off, but we help them to be able to forgive themselves. Because sometimes when we're in that kind of situation, we wonder, how did we end up there? And sometimes they don't relate it to unforgiveness. So, you know, anger and bitterness, and which some of them are dealing with, the anger, the bitterness, not being able to forgive, not actually recognizing that that's where it stems from. So I come and we help them to recognize that it may be from some points of that where they haven't forgave themselves. And what I love about it is that they are so transparent. We're opening up to everyone that's there.
Oh, wow.
And so when they walk away, they always share the fact that some of them been through counseling, and they say, you know, Trina, they'll say, well, you know, I feel so much better here with just 1 hour and a half, 2 hour session than they have with counselors. So it just does my heart good when we go over there, and just for them to have that spirit of thankfulness and gratitude that someone is coming in to help them to be able to deal with their situation.
And I love that. I love that. And you're taking what you know that God has given you and you are sharing it.
Yes.
Did you know that when you became a life coach, did you know that you were going to be doing that?
No, ma'am. I'm just following his footsteps.
Wow.
I'm just being ordered by him, and I'm just going. I'm leaning in.
Okay.
To what God has for me to do. So.
Okay. Wow. Well, you've got an upcoming book. Tell us about the title of that book and share a little bit about what that book will be about.
Okay. So the book is titled The Secrets to Living Your Best Life.
Wow.
And that means that it's about forgiveness. And I share the people who I had to forgive. So I'm not just speaking on forgiveness just for people, but I had to go through my own experiences of forgiving some of the most, like my mom and even God, for that matter, my father. And so I just found in my life with forgiveness, some of the things that I was personally dealing with is because I didn't forgive. I didn't forgive my dad for not being daddy's girl as I wanted to be. As some girls are, and have that experience of being a daddy's girl, but I did not. Yes. So with me, it just had me to not be in good relationships. So once I went back and forgave my father, then that's when I was able to free myself to be able to allow the love that God had for me through a male, my husband now. And so I'm just thankful, for that. And had I not released that, we still make the same choices and bad choices when we don't forgive. So it's powerful, you guys, that we have to forgive.
It is.
And it's for us. Like it said, the definition is for us to release from self-destruction.
Absolutely. I think we, as two coaches, we've been talking and sharing about just our different experiences with talking to people, helping people. And one of the things that I shared with you, and of course now with our listening audience, is that when women want to start businesses, oftentimes, what I find, not with all, but with some, I have experienced them starting the business, and then when they don't get business the first time, like it may be they have launched the business one week and the next week I talk to them, they may not have sold any products, or they may not have had anybody to retain their services, and the anger that they experience and the anger that they show is just absolutely crazy. And I'll look at them and I'll say, why are you so angry? I say, listen, it takes time. And first of all, you're angry, but you're not coming up with solutions as to, well, why haven't I sold any products? Or why haven't I had anybody to retain my services? And I'll ask them, well, can you share with me why you're so angry about it? And, I realize as they are sharing with me that they themselves don't really know why they are angry. But I would venture to say that sometimes, and this is from my own experience, when you're angry with yourself, things aren't working like you want them to in business, we have to forgive ourselves.
Oh, most definitely. Yes.
we have to forgive ourselves. And that is why we entitled this Gaining Clarity Through Self-Forgiveness, because sometimes things aren't going your way. Sometimes things aren't happening the way you would want them to. And what will occur is you lose clarity and focus on what you're trying to do in your business. And so I think one of the biggest things that's going to be important for anybody listening to this, especially if you are in business for yourself, is that you need to really examine if you've forgiven yourself on some things that could be hindering you or holding you back from gaining the clarity that you need for your business, for your life purpose, for your life goals, for whatever it is that you want to do. Because this forgiveness thing, Pamela,
it's awesome.
It's pretty powerful.
It is. It's amazing.
It's a power.
It is.
If you are able to learn to forgive, that is a true power from God.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it is. It is. And so this interview is special to me because I want all people who are looking at this to truly understand that yes, this is about forgiveness. We're talking about God, but we're talking about something that can impact your life in a mighty way. And there's a lot of people out there that feel like, well, there's nothing wrong with me. So we're not trying to say something's wrong with you.
Right. Just take the mask off.
We're not even trying to tell you to go to therapy. Some of y'all listening might need therapy. I know I have before. Okay. But we're not even trying to say that. Yeah. What we're trying to say is that there is power in forgiving. Yeah. And that power is for you. Mm-hmm. And I want to talk to you about being the victim. Mm-hmm. Because oftentimes forgiveness is not just about forgiving somebody that has done something like so destructive that it's led to death, or, yes, there are those types of forgiving. Yeah. But sometimes it's the most simple of things that we don't forgive each other for, that is hindering and holding us back. Yeah, we like to play that victim role. That's how we can get attention sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes being a victim, we get that negative attention when we want to stay in that role. And I experienced that with some of the people over at the shelter. One young lady, she come out and tell me she's not ready. I'm not ready to forgive. So she wants to stay angry. Yeah. She wants to stay bitter. Yeah. She wants to keep her life on a 10, living in that want to go off all the time mode because it's comfortable. And when it's comfortable to you, then that's the norm. So when you forgive, it's going to take you out of your comfort zone. And you guys hear that, right? It's going to take you out of your comfort zone. It's going to take you out the comfort zone. Your pride is going to feel like, oh my God, why would I have to go to that person or why should I forgive that person when they did something to me? The pride want to keep you there. The victim mentality want to keep you in that same state. So when you forgive someone, that's taking you out of your comfort zone to say, you know what, I'm woman enough to forgive. Exactly. You know what else? One of the things that I look at as well is what has helped me to forgive is, why are you punishing yourself? Exactly. I mean, have any of you out there listening ever experienced the feelings that you have or paid attention to the feelings that you have when you haven't forgiven someone? Yeah. First of all, it's constantly in your mind bothering you, right? Yes. Some people lose sleep over it. Yes. You feel bad. Yes. Okay. And something in your mind is definitely telling you that it's something not right. Right. And then there's the kind of forgiveness when you need somebody to forgive you. Of course. You've done something wrong, but you haven't apologized for it. Exactly. And you've done something. It could be maybe it could have been a conversation with a girlfriend or a conversation with a family member. Yes. But you said something that cut that person. Yes. And you knew the time you said it that it cut that individual, and you felt remorse, but you didn't say, "Please forgive me," or "I didn't mean to say it that way," or what have you, and it bothered you. These kinds of things, all types of things that whether someone has done something to us or whether we've done something to somebody, it really adds up. It continues to tighten the belt notches. Oh, yeah. And it can be destructive. Yes. And that's why I love what you said, is that the definition is the release of self-destruction. Yes. It's to prevent you from destruction, from self-destructing and going down a road that you shouldn't be going down. And I'm just here to tell you guys, and I appreciate that so much. Yeah. I do. Yeah. I appreciate that so much because I definitely, I've had issues in my childhood. I dealt with a really, I would say, a record case of eczema as a child, and children not understanding. And children have some little personalities on them too. God, yes. So being picked on as a child really impacted my life in a mighty way. Yeah. And so I held that anger all the way up into my late 20s. Eventually I had to have therapy for it. Yeah. Because I was lashing out at my husband, lashing out, at other people, and sometimes didn't understand, well, why are you angry? That's it. Why are you angry? Yeah. And so I learned how to forgive, and I that is why I try to have a heart for every person and not judge people.
That's true.
Because you don't know what they're going through, right? You don't know what they're going through, what is happening. You don't know any of those things.
Right.
So now that we know that the definition of forgiveness is the release of self-destruction, you are releasing it. You're tossing it, kicking it to the curb, right? Tell me, why do you think that it's so hard for women in particular to forgive themselves? Why is that? Why do we do that?
I think it's hard for us because, like I said, it's that coming out of the comfort zone. Some of us like to stay in the victim mentality because it's easy. It gives us an excuse to say, well, this is what happened to me, and so this is why I act the way that I act.
Exactly.
So when you forgive, it's tearing down the walls. It's removing the mask. It's dealing with the pain. And we don't like to deal with the pain because sometimes it's very hurtful. But when we can deal with the pain and deal with it from the inside out, and once we deal with that thing and we able to forgive it, then now we can live our best life. And see, and the part of it is that we don't want to relive that. We want to mask. We want to put a mask over it, tape. We want to do everything we can to say, oh no, I'm good. We want to act like we're good when we're hurting on the inside.
Exactly.
And if you could just release it, deal with it, release it. I'm not saying every time you got to keep revisiting that pain, but once you can deal with it, own it, accept it, move on from it. And when you can move on from it, now you can live the best life you choose to live.
The best life, right?
Now you don't have no anger, no bitterness, no malice. You're not trying to get revenge on no one. You're not staying in that same state of mind. And when you release that, oh my God.
I agree. I agree. You know, one of the things that happens to us as women also is that women are really good with putting their feelings, hiding their feelings. We're real good with it. I mean, we can be walking looking like divas. Literally. We're walking and we're looking like divas. But hurt, unforgiveness, all those things are inside in jail. We done put them in jail and locked it up in a cage. And it's rumbling around inside of us in the cage trying to break out, but we looking like divas and we're trying to carry on as though nothing is going on in our lives. But there comes a point, and I call it, I really call it kind of like a quiet destruction. It's like, when all settles, you know that you're not happy about something. You know that something's missing out of your life, and you know that you're searching for it, and you feel this resistance inside of you, like, you know, I don't know why I'm feeling the way I feel.
It's deep.
I have many things to be happy about and many things to be blessed about. But I don't know why I feel this way. And oftentimes that is an indication that something else is going on that you need to investigate, you know. And, you know, I've thought about this interview, this topic with us and us coming together. You guys don't know. We've had some crazy mishaps. Trying to come together to do this particular topic, you know. But I really feel the spirit in this room right now with us. I feel it. And
Jesus.
And I am so in love with God. I love him. He has testified in my life in so many ways. He has shown me his power, his greatness, and I have felt the Holy Spirit, which has helped me to be a very successful woman in business. I felt the Holy Spirit. It has blessed me through God in so many ways. And I would want nothing less for all of you who are listening. So I want you to understand that this topic of forgiveness, it is not to be taken lightly. Pamela and I are on here as two coaches sharing with you something that we have both experienced. We have both learned to forgive. And we're sharing something with you to say, this is a key to your success. This is a huge key.
It is.
Okay, I don't care if you have to forgive little Mary Beth who pushed you over when you were trying to roller skate when you were 5.
Yes.
And you held that anger inside of you.
Yeah.
You need to ask yourself the question, who do I need to forgive? Don't worry about who needs to forgive you. Worry about who you need to forgive. Yes. Okay? Don't worry about all of those things that pop up in our head. Well, there's a lot of people that need to be forgiven. They need to forgive.
Right.
They need to blah, blah, blah. Don't worry about that.
Yes.
Worry about who do I need to forgive? Because see, forgiving is a blessing.
It is.
Who do I need to bless today? Who do I need? I've got some pent up issues inside of me. And it's no use in me trying to keep holding all of those things back because they are preventing me, hindering me from truly being my successful self. They're holding me back from having true clarity about what it is that I want in life. So if you think that you can take forgiveness and push it up in a little box and bury it deep inside, I can tell you that at some point it's going to self-destruct.
That's it. Yes.
I can tell you that at some point, it is going to self-destruct. You know, I remember my mom used to be a fusser sometimes, and sometimes she could say some things that could cut you.
Yes.
And this is like when I was a kid, you know. And I used to really hold those grudges against my mom. I used to be so upset with her. It's like, why would she say something like that? Right. You know? And she was just a fusser to the point to where I had become accustomed to learning how to tune out.
Yes.
And how to literally, I could be right there in front of her and she could just be going on and on and on. And I could remember how to literally cut my hearing ability off. And I thought about that, and it was interesting because as I grew up as an adult woman, I loved my mother, and I can remember still though straying away from her, not calling her as much, not talking to her as much, or what have you. And so it wasn't until I moved back to Atlanta that I desired to have a better relationship with my mom, and I started having conversations with her, and she started calling me every day because my mother was one of those people. I'm gonna hunt you down. I'm gonna find out, make sure that you're my child.
Yes.
I'm gonna make sure you're doing okay.
Good. Right.
And so she would call me every single day, and I just started asking her questions about her childhood, about her teenage life, about her relationship when she was dating. I just started asking her a lot of things, and for whatever reason, my mother became very gentle and tender in explaining to me experience that she had when she was coming up. And that really gave me an insight to understand what was going on with her. When she would say things, or when she was angry, or when she would fuss, or what have you, it began to help me to understand all those things that was going on inside of her. And now as a woman, I began to identify with her and understanding that, and I had a newfound love for my mother.
And that's the beauty of it, because like people don't understand as parents, as our parents, now that we're parents, you know, there's no book to being the best parent. All we can do is do what we can do. And when you learn, as you did, about your mom, you know, that she went through some things, and that's where comes the generational curse. And then they, you know, when they're
pass on to your children.
They pass it along, and then we're looking like, well, where'd that come from? But then you got to think about their childhood. And when you understand that their childhood, and then some of the things that parents don't know how to really show love. My dad didn't know how to show love. My mom was one of those ones that, you know, when she walked out the door or came in, she would kiss you, but she was not an embracer. I didn't realize that until one day she was sick and we were having a conversation, and I hugged her and I was crying, and I was like, you know, Mom, if anything was to ever happen to you, I would be so sad. And I'm crying, and I just embraced her, and I could just feel her
tensing up.
Feel her tense up. So I took that tad bit of information from my mom on feeling that. And so now when I became an adult and a parent, I hug everyone, you know, and I hug people because people are not used to that.
Yeah.
And my mom and even my dad and my aunt, they all claimed that they weren't used to somebody showing that kind of love. The love that they were shown is that they had rent paid, they had food on the table, they had clothes on their back, and that was it.
Exactly. Yeah. But we don't know what our parents went through.
That's true.
You know, so, you know, some of us can remember our parents not reading books to us when we were little. Oh, yeah. You know, we see the stories, the stories on TV, and we see the daddy and the mom, and the mama's reading the books and spending the time. But a lot of us grew up where parents had to work 2 and 3 jobs. Yes. And it wasn't that easy to always, you know, read or spend that, what we would call today, quality time. Right. With your kids. So a lot of times, a lot of us feel like, okay, my parent was a good parent. Yeah. But we don't have those stories of, I remember my mama did this. Yes. But, you know, I'm learning that it's okay. Some of us have those stories. Some of us don't have those stories. And at the same time, love must be shown. All the time. We must love. Yes. Absolutely. All you know, and now my mother's no longer here. I grab on, I hold on to her and her things that she has said. And one of the last things she said to me is, Tina, I want you to live your life. Don't let nobody hold you back. Live your life. You know, and I knew what she was saying. And just that one little simple statement, I knew she was feeling remorse. She was feeling like, you know, there were a lot of things I wanted to do in my life. Yes. I didn't do it. I allowed what others said. I allowed other people to hold me back. Yes. I didn't push forward. And in that one little statement, it's caused me to want to do more. Right. See, that's why we're here right now with you. Exactly. Yes. Because we want you to be successful. We want you to have a successful life. We want you to live a life of purpose. Yes. We want you to be able to smile. That when you smile at people, it's for real. It's for real. It's for real. And that little gel inside where you done put all the hurt and pain and all that stuff, and it's trying to bust out of you because you haven't forgiven yourself. Yes. We don't want that to be there for you, right? And so I know it's somebody listening to this that this is touching, that this is going to help. Yeah. I want to talk about the symptoms of how do you know that you need to forgive. What are some of the symptoms? Can you share that with me? Yeah, some of the symptoms that I find that people are angry. That's number one. Yeah, anger is a big one. That's a big one. They're angry. They have some stuff. Don't even know why you're angry. Just angry with the world. You go to the grocery store to buy some eggs and milk, and the line might be just 3 people in front of you. You're upset about the 3 people in front of you. You're just mad. Yeah, just stay there. You know, just stay in the anger. You're bitter. You know, bitterness is one that, you know, people, they just want to, you know, they get revengeful. Yes. You know, you know, it's just amazing how some of them symptoms are there. You know, you keep reliving. Yes. You know, you keep reliving that. You don't trust anyone. You know, people have a problem with trust. Yeah. That's another one. That's another one. Well, where did that stem from? Why don't I trust anybody? Yeah. So, you know, lack of trusting. You talk about the incident. You stay the victim, as we say. Now, let's stop right there because that's a huge one with a lot of women. Yeah. Whether it's a man that has wronged them or a best friend or somebody in the family. Yeah. They can't stop talking about it. It's like no matter how much you try to get them to move past that conversation, and many of you may have experienced that with family members or with friends or with yourself on someone who you love, but the relationship was not meant to be or it did not last. Yeah. And you find yourself obsessed with talking about that person, no matter what conversation you're in. It could be, how's the weather today? Oh, girl, you know the weather was fine, but you know what's not fine? You know what's not fine? Let me tell you about this guy named John. Yeah, you know, he hurt me so. You know, I have had people talk to me we're talking about something simple and they just break out with a whole nother conversation about this person. Then every time you talk to them, it's about this person and how this person has hurt you and how that's a problem. Oh yeah. Because that's when it's moved from, that's when I would say it's moved into a state of where you really need to go see somebody. Yeah. Most definitely. Yeah, you need to talk with somebody about the issue. What are some of the other symptoms? Are there any others you can think of? Yeah, you can you know, just being sick. You know, your immune system gets down. You know, I know when I had a little bit of unforgiveness in me, I couldn't lift my arm. Ooh.
You know,
really?
I could not lift my arm.
So it was physically bothering you.
Yeah, it physically bothers you. My auntie, I always share that story about my aunt who's 87, who for a long time would not forgive. And I remember having a conversation with her because she used to love to crochet, but she can't do it. You know why? She can't lift her arm. And I said to her that she needs to remove all of unforgiveness out of her life right now because it's detrimental. It's self-destruction. Slowly killing yourself.
Slowly but surely.
Yes. It's slowly. Like poison as what's his name? I see his face. Nelson Mandela said that unforgiveness is like drinking poison and thinking someone else is gonna die.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
When it's you that's not gonna die.
It's you.
When you're slowly killing yourself.
Yeah, it's like
oh my goodness, that's huge. Yes, that's absolutely huge.
So that's another one where you cannot lift your arm and you have, pain and undescribable pain, like you don't know where it's coming from. You know, you have a list.
Stress. That's stress.
Yep.
That's stress. They already have, doctors, scientists, they've already said that number one, for women, heart attacks is high up there as one of the leading causes of death in women. But it's higher than breast cancer, I do believe. I think heart attacks are higher than breast cancer.
It's a silent killer.
It is a silent killer because you don't even know your blood pressure is up, but stress will cause your blood pressure to go up. And when you are not releasing something and you have something pent up inside of you, that is causing a huge issue. Now, most of you know me as someone who's always talking about business. And of course, this special interview is through Women About Biz. So I want to bring it home for those of you who are in business. How can forgiving yourself help you in business?
It can help you because now you're free to be able to embrace what you have going on and make better decisions. Because when you clear, and your mindset is clear, that you can focus on that and you don't have anything that's hindering you. Wow. Now you're able to move freely. Freely.
Yes.
Freely.
Thank you, Lord. Yes. That sounds beautiful. That sounds like a place I want to stay in.
Yes.
Right? Yes. Being free to have clarity, to really have no hindrances holding you back from being the successful businesswoman that you need to be. And I might add as well, is that when you have clarity, when you have peace of knowing who you are, and knowing that there's no gunk inside of you to hold you back from doing different things, not only can you move forward, but God then starts giving even more gifts.
Yes.
He starts giving you better vision,
He does.
larger visions, bringing people your way because he knows that you're able to forgive and love people. He knows that. So many things are happening. So forgiving is powerful.
It is.
It's a part of you reclaiming your power of who you need to be. And, it's so important because forgiveness is a part of the mindset.
Oh, yes.
And I know that when I created the Her Dream Startup program for women starting their business, one of the things that I do is I have a whole mindset component. Because what I've come to understand is that your key to success in business has everything to do with leadership.
Oh my God.
It does. It has everything to do with leadership. And so as a result, leadership is all about having the right mindset to be the best leader for your business. And many of you who have listened to me on my radio program, I talk about leadership a lot, right? Because you can have very little money, you cannot have planned as much or strategized as much. But if you are a good leader for your business, the right type of leader, you will know how to connect with people. You will figure out how to leverage the talent and potential of other people to help you to move things fast and become more successful. And so in order to do that, you have to have energy. You have to have a clear mind.
Yes. You have to be a good person, a kind person.
Yeah, you have to have a clear mind. You have to have clarity.
Yes.
Okay, and in order to have that clarity, you got to get the junk up out of your system.
Yes, ma'am.
You got to get the gunk out of there. You got to stop some of that stinking thinking.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
You got to move forward.
Yeah.
And forgiveness is holding a lot of people, the lack of forgiveness is holding a lot of people back.
That's right.
From a mighty powerful success.
That's right.
It's holding a lot of, I want success.
I do too.
Right? And a part of success is I want financial success. Push down, shaking together, running over. Okay?
Yes.
Running over. Yes.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
In speaking about this forgiveness, as you guys can see, we two passionate coaches coming to you, sharing about gaining clarity through self-forgiveness and why it's so important. So you're going to see some huge benefits from that. And, you might be watching this saying, do I have anything to forgive myself about? If it's not for you, it's for somebody else.
Yeah.
So we need for you to share this with other people.
Yes.
Now, Pamela, you've got a huge event coming up in September.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you share information about that?
Okay, so Marked Women is coming up September 14th, 2019 from 9 to 3 at the AEI Center at 7310 Stonecrest Concourse right here in Lithonia, Georgia. And Marked Women is coming from the book of Mark 11, 25, and 26. And it talks about forgiving. And one of the things that it states is that we are supposed to forgive others as Christ forgave us of our sins. And if we're not willing to forgive other people, then guess what? God is not willing to forgive us of our sins.
Exactly.
And that's huge, because we make mistakes too. We might have wronged someone before too. We may have done some things that God is just not pleased with, and we have to ask him for his forgiveness.
Exactly.
And if we're not willing to forgive someone else, then he's not going to forgive us of our sins.
Yes. And I've just brought up the flyer again. It's the Marked Women's Empowerment Conference coming up September 14th.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's going to be held right in Lithonia, Georgia. And as a matter of fact, let me see if I can't bring up the next slide. It's going to be at the Allen Entrepreneurial Institute at Stonecrest Mall area. Now, this is a new hot and upcoming location, which is kind of like it's kind of like a mixture between a workspace and an incubator for entrepreneurs right here, right in Lithonia, Georgia. But this is what it looks like. I brought this up so you guys could see this. This is what it looks like. And we're very, very excited. I'm one of the speakers.
Yay. Yes.
Very, very excited about that. I'm one of the speakers.
Yes.
And I'm very excited about speaking. And I know that, the Spirit is really working with me with this topic, so I'm excited about sharing with you guys and giving you some tools and resources that you'll be able to use to take back with yourself. Yes. Pamela is speaking.
Yes.
And she's definitely going to give you more information. Yes. But share with our listeners, why did you choose Marked? Why did you choose that topic, the word marked?
Marked is because we have been scarred from past relationships. We have been disappointed in our lives from childhood. We have been wounded from verbal abuse, things that we just been through in our lives. And that's where Marked Women come from, because we have been marked. And because we've been marked and we dealt with so much, from childhood to teenage life to a young adult to becoming a full-blown woman. Along our journey, at some point, we have dealt with some things. And it may have left some scars, left some marks. And so Marked is talking about how we need to forgive. Wow. And that's how Marked Women was birthed. Wow.
And so again, this is one of the things that I have learned is that when women come together, we find out just how much we want to be together. We find out just how much we need each other as women.
Yes.
And so again, this is going to be on September the 14th in Lithonia, Georgia, and it starts at 9
o'clock.
It starts at 9 a.m. And it's going to be at the Allen Entrepreneurial Institute, AEI, right there in the Stonecrest Mall area.
Yes.
How can they register for this conference?
They can go to PamelaBoudrey.com and look for the upcoming events and click in there and go ahead and get registered. You not only have us as great speakers, we have a few more other ladies that are going to be speaking as well. You also receive breakfast as well as lunch. So just come on out. It's going to be a wonderful time.
That's going to be really, really super good. It's going to be, we're going to turn the house out.
We are,
right?
And I'm so excited.
And you're going to be able to network with a lot of other women.
Yes.
There'll be many other women there, both women who are in business, women who are not in business, but you'll be able to connect. And those people who were meant to connect, God's going to put some special connections in there for you. Yes. So again, you can visit Pamela Boudrey and spell your last name so that they get that correct spelling.
It's BOUD as in David REY.com. So Pamela Boudrey. Again, BOUDREY.com.
Okay, and of course, Pamela is PAMELA.
Yes.
Boudrey, BOUDREY.com. And if you go there and click on events, then you will be able to get registered, get yourself registered for the conference. And of course, if you are watching this video, we will type it out for you. It'll be in the post area, and you'll be able to see the link for that as well. Pamela, this has just been, I see right now we have a special bond of being. We'll have to do this again. We'll come back and we'll do this again for you guys and talk about forgiveness in some other ways leading up to the conference itself. But I just want you guys to remember the Marked Woman's Conference that's coming up September 14th at the Allen Entrepreneur Institute in the Stonecrest Mall area of Lithonia, Georgia. And we want you guys to start thinking about forgiveness. What a beautiful blessing it is to forgive other people, to release and to let things go. And we know that sometimes forgiveness, when you have not conditioned yourself to forgive, we know that it is hard to forgive. And that it's a process. But for some people who have learned and realized the blessing from it, and that's what you need to focus on, are the benefits of forgiving, is that first of all, it's releasing you from self-destructing. That's one thing, but it's allowing you to have clarity. It's allowing you to be free. It's allowing you to grow. And I feel that. I feel that freedom. And I want all women to feel. I know you feel that.
Oh
freedom,
my God!
You know, Pamela has felt the freedom so much to the fact she became a life coach and is going full force with pursuing helping other people because she's been released and free to do that. So that's so wonderful. Pamela, as we close out this particular interview, please share with us 3 things that every woman should know when it comes to forgiveness. 3 things.
Okay. I think 3 things that every woman should know is, 1, it's for you. It's for you to forgive, so you don't have that self-destruction. And it is a process, as you said. It's not going to happen overnight, but you have to want to forgive it. You have to want to change your life. And when you want to change your life from that self-destruction, from that inner
turmoil.
Inner turmoil, you know, that you could definitely benefit from forgiving. It also, once you forgive, it also allows you to have the freedom. It allows you to have a great relationship, not only with males, but you can also have better relationship with your family members, your co-workers, because now you're free, your friends,
everybody,
you know, you're just free to be able to have better relationships. And then with the process, you have to pray and just meditate. You know, it's not going to happen overnight, but you have to want it.
You know, you even begin to see the Holy Spirit begins to show you people that need to forgive.
Oh yeah.
I was in the grocery store a couple of weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
and this has happened to me a few times, which it's not odd, but I was happy. I was smiling and walking into the grocery store, and I said hello to this woman.
Mm-hmm.
And she just went off on me. What are you smiling about? You mighty chipper. What are you all happy about? I mean, she just,
Right.
I didn't even know the lady.
Right.
Okay, I didn't even know the lady, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my happiness, my freedom,
yes,
made her angry.
Yeah.
And I realized at that time that she basically needed to forgive somebody.
Yes.
She needed to forgive herself.
Yes.
She was angry about something, right?
You see how that
she was totally angry about something.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at her and I said, I'm just happy.
Right.
I'm blessed that God allowed me to wake up this morning.
Another day.
It's a new day.
It's a new day.
Hello, it's a new day.
Yes.
We have been given more time.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new day. And I said, I'm happy. And she just looked at me and rolled her buggy on.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, as I was standing in line, guess who's coming?
Right,
her.
Uh-huh.
And as we are waiting in line, because it was kind of a long line, as we are waiting in line, and I didn't say anything else to her. Because I didn't want her to go off on me, right? I didn't want her to mess with my forgiveness. But as we were waiting in line, she said, "Excuse me, miss." And I turned around. I said, "Yes." And I smiled at her again.
Yeah.
She says, "You have to forgive me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go off on you that way. I'm sorry." Yeah. And I looked at her. I said, "I know you're sorry. It's okay." I said, "You're going through something." Yeah. I said, "We all go through something.
Yes.
It's okay."
Yes.
I neatly took out a card, a Women About Biz card, out of my purse, and I handed it to her. And I said to her, I said, "Well, my name's Trina. I help women start and grow their businesses. And I said, if you ever have the need, here's my card." Yeah. And she says, "I appreciate that because I lost my job." Yeah. And I have been thinking about doing something. So you see how God works that thing? Yeah. You see how he works that thing?
Yeah. Had to bring her back to you.
Had to bring her back to me.
That's what you
had to bring her back to me. So remind me to send a link to the conference for her.
Oh yeah.
Okay, because she needs to be at the Mark Women's Conference, right? Yeah. So I want all of you who are listening, look, it's one Saturday.
Yes.
You know, it's from 9 to 3. We want you to be with us.
Yes.
Let us know that you've been seeing us, you know, on this webinar, this interview. Yeah. Let us know where you learned about it from, right? Marked Women's Conference, September 14th. Yes. And we'll be back because we're going to talk some more.
Yes.
About this. We're coming back to you to talk to you some more about this. So we love you with the love of God. Yes. And we hope that you have got something special out of this special presentation that we have worked together to give you on gaining clarity through self-forgiveness. God bless all of you. We want you to be successful. Yes. Nothing but success. That's it. And we want you to understand and know God's presence in your life, and we want you to understand the power in forgiveness. Take care, everybody. Yes. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.